This is a video called Eat a Peach on the Beach, July 24th, 2010. The day begins without any natural shadow. The day has begun outside right now and it's a uniform gray, dark green, dark brown. It's dawn, but there isn't a sun or a source of light except the diaphanous spill of bluish gray from the sky. It doesn't have a source and it doesn't have a target. I can see now because it is dawn. An hour ago I sat in bed unable to determine if I should put my feet out of bed. I realized deliberating over waking up or lying in bed longer was tantamount to already being awake, so I climbed out of bed and dressed and poured myself a cup of cold coffee. There were artificial shadows upstairs from the streetlight. I couldn't really see though, but having lived in the house for 5 years I knew where the jumble of dishes had accumulated. My wife was taken to putting the kitchen knives blade out in the drawing room. She does the dishes. I've been quick to do them because in the dark, in the morning before there are shadows, I am liable to catch a dappled arm flap on an upturned blade. For a time, my wife followed a routine called the Fly Lady, where she had certain acts she had to perform to remind her to keep the house clean. The Fly Lady sent her reminder messages during the day. I never saw this Fly Lady, but I imagined a schoolmarm with a compound eye and squiggly black hair. Automated phone calls like the one we received from our daughter's school and my student loan company began to call to give us household chore messages. I picked up the phone and an angry tick and buzz suddenly shifted to a flat, effectless voice reminding me to throw something away. Throw away what? I asked. There are often days in my house where there are no shadows at all. The sun never penetrates the clouds. The day goes from a dark, whatever color you like, to just the normal colors, kind of flat and muted because of the lack of direct light and shadows. I've begun to apply drop shadows to every picture in the newsletter I work on. I like how the fuzzy blob of a shadow makes the edges of the photograph seem sharper and more meaningful. A shadow is necessary to differentiate space and volume, and yet in the sunless, cool world where I live, most of the winter and spring it is always the same. We had snow this year, but the snow itself fell and turned the normally gray-green grass to gray-white. I keep wondering, what am I supposed to throw away? I asked my wife one morning while I drank coffee, chewed on a vitamin C tablet, and sat under a special lamp that is supposed to simulate the sun. It has left my skin faintly brown and speckled orange. It is the accumulation of garbage, my wife said. If I throw one thing away every single day, then our house will have less clutter. We are drowning in clutter. This made sense to me at first. Clutter filled our house with visual drizzle. We could hardly see through the clutter. After throwing one thing and then another away, I began to make out the edge of the coffee table, the outline of the couch, the silhouette of a comfortable chair where I used to read Remembrance of Things Past, Faulkner, Shakespeare plays, from the heavy volume that was too heavy to read on the couch. I don't remember what is in those books, but I do remember turning the pages of the books, drinking my coffee, and sitting there in the house that had yet to accumulate the piles of newspaper, the entertainment weeklies that came in week by week. Nothing is as old as an old issue of Entertainment Weekly. But where does it end, this throwing of things away? At what point does a person become too austere? At what point are they just living in an empty cell except for a sleeping mat and a tin bowl of water and gruel? The thought does not horrify me. The margins of life like that seem pleasing to me. There are edges, the days are delineated with sleep and being awake, but now drinking the cold coffee that tasted like liquid licorice in front of the window at dawn, I can't tell if it is dusk or dawn, if it is 7:30 at night or 7:30.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.